Today's chart is Sudden Visitor, a 14 by Valix, which is, those are two words I don't want to hear together. It was originally released in Bimani Beat 6. I have no idea how I got a 99% ITG score on this because I just played it again recently and it's fucking hard. But I do know that when I played it, there were a lot of things that I got tripped up on, so I'm here to forward some of that advice to you guys. Just stuff that I learned along the way of trying to figure out how to play this chart. Because God knows there's a lot going on in this chart. The first notable thing to me already is that there are these bracket jumps that are coming up. And there are a few observations I make about it. So first off is I noticed that on these triples especially, so first of all, this is played as a bracket. And then there's no mines on the empty lanes. So I actually play these all as quad stomps because there's nothing that's going to punish me for playing these extra notes. Another thing is that usually when you play brackets like this, especially triples or quads, they can be done either facing left or facing right. And sometimes that's scary because the section after, if you're facing the wrong direction, it can like really trip you up. Or if if the section after starts with an up or a down arrow, it's kind of ambiguous in terms of whether you should start that on a left or right foot. In this case, every pattern that comes after the stomps is a left or a right arrow. So when I'm playing these and I'm not sure whether to face left or right, I realize that it actually just doesn't matter. I'll just keep facing the direction that I'm set up in. In this case, this is facing left. I'll just stay facing left the whole time. And then the left or right arrow after will reorient me. And then so much more 178 stream. Not really gonna trip anybody up, but I do this as a foot switch. It seems optional because the left-right jump resets you. When it came to me playing these bracket taps for the first time, it's really crazy because once this hold came up, once this hold came up, especially because I don't see the other notes upcoming, I was gambling. I wasn't sure which two notes it would end up on, and that's really important. Knowing which two notes the bracket taps are going to end up on is important because you want to make sure that you're facing the correct direction, left or right. So, if I think that this is going to be done facing right, I'm getting screwed because now the trill is on facing left. So the thing that I realized is that the brackets that come before it set you up to face the correct direction. So in this case, if you hit these two brackets, you're now facing left. When this isolated hold is hit, just stay facing left, and then now you're set up well to hit this trill with your left foot and your right toe. When this set of brackets comes up, these have you facing right, so when this isolated hold comes up, stay facing right, and then this trill can be hit with your left foot and your right heel. There's a lot of situations where Valix sets you up in a position and all you have to do is maintain your position, maintain your direction. Did I mention there's a lot of 178 stream? There's a lot of 178 stream in this chart. This kind of same deal is this already leads you onto playing this hold with your left foot, so make sure that you start this trill with your right foot, and then this left arrow repeatedly is played with your left heel. Really, really watch your foot placement on these brackets. I really don't have a lot of advice for this other than you really don't want to overdo it. You don't want to play these brackets in a way where you're stomping into the pad and then stopping your motion. You want to keep the 16th notes moving as much as possible, whether it's a tap or whether it's a bracket. Okay, so let's look at this section. The only two bits of advice I have are, one is that if you have to think about what foot everything starts on, everything from here all the way through every single bracket stomp up to here where it stops is done with alternate footing. So if this ends on a left, then this pattern starts on a right. If this pattern starts on a right, then the next one starts on the left, and so on. The other things to keep track of, which may be helpful, is that these first brackets, I kind of group them in fours. Or I group them in 4 groups. First group here, second group here, third group here, fourth group here. The first set is done facing left. The next 2 are done facing right. And then the last one is done facing left. So those are good things to track of. It's helpful maybe to memorize that left, right, right, left. So that way you don't end up trying to twist your body when you shouldn't be. Because especially with something that fast, it's hard to react to it. So memorizing something like that can be really helpful. And then more stream. I would say when you get here, really focus on recovering in the break. I think recovering in breaks is a skill set of its own. Really, like, take deep breaths. Like, don't freak out. Because I'm really trying to relax as much as I can and recover here and, you know, regain some composure. When it comes to this section here, there's a lot of building stream. And the issue is that you can't overdo this. You cannot overdo this. You need to be as effortless as possible in this because the next section that comes after with all the crossovers is just so hard. So if you can help it, try to play this with as minimal as a form as you can, but also balancing trying to get the correct judgment that you want. It takes a lot of practice to be comfortable at 178 stream so much that you can just do it in your sleep, you know? So 24th burst here. When it comes to this, this is a bracket coming out of a crossover. You need to make sure that you swing wide enough to hit this cross under with your right foot, but you also need to make sure to not swing so wide that you lose your body orientation or your center of gravity and then can't reorient yourself to hit this bracket. So find the balance. This ending section, I see grouped into like a certain number of measures. Let's see how many measures this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 8 measures. And then basically the same thing repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, so on. So let's just take a look at one of the iterations of this. The first thing to note is that on measure 2, beat 2, there's always going to be a crossover. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right here. So be prepared for that. And then this is actually something I learned from watching Chris, and is not something I realized when I was trying to go for a good score on this. If you try to play this section right here the intended way, with doing all the crossovers and like the Afronovas with broken rhythms, like it's gonna be a really bad time. So what I learned from observing how Chris did it and then also looking at Aero Vortex myself, what I realized is that you don't want to be too tripped up by this hold. What is going to be helpful is if you want to avoid doing the crossovers, the best way to do that is to do a forced double step every 2 counts. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then actually more. So there, 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 there. Double step, double step, double step, double step, and then crossovers. As far as these spirals go, this is described as a spiral, I think, because if you follow the left foot, it's playing these 3 notes, left, right, up, and then it's spiraling back to left, right, up. And so when I was learning how to play this pattern, I was always getting misses, and I realized that it was because I was normally missing this right arrow. If you think about the movement from down to up, that's a candle. You know, have your body face right, and this is really just, you know, a right-facing candle crossover. So I think the main thing that I really started focusing on is really just looking at playing these 8th notes and getting used to the motion of my left foot just going up, 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 up. If you look at this eighth note pattern and you just do this over and over again, it's really just going in a spiral. So that's why they call it a spiral. This pattern shows up a lot in stamina facing forward, but Valix has upped the ante a little bit and taken a spiral and now has oriented it sideways. So another hard thing after these sets of spirals is that there's a twist that comes after that starts spinning you another direction. So be prepared for that direction change. But then other than that, right? So the ending section, the next 8 measures, is basically the same as the section that came before it. There's going to be a crossover on measure 2, beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Right here, the crossover right here. You're going to have the double steps, or the section that you can choose to double step every 2 counts. Double step, 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 spirals. And then again, be prepared for these spirals are all facing right, but then at the very end, there's a candle crossover that has you facing right. So be prepared for that. Like I said, these spirals facing left, and then the final crossover spitting you facing right. And then after that, there's really not much. It's just 16th notes, and hopefully you're not, dead fucking tired. You're just getting destroyed. Little 24th burst here, but nothing else too crazy. I really do think that a majority of the difficulty of this chart is honestly just like this crazy like 24th bracket burst thing. That thing, and then the entire ending 16 measures of this thing that repeats. Let's review it just one more time. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, turn. Double step, 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 spiral, spiral, spiral. And then, actually no, I got it wrong. I said spiral, spiral, turn. Double step, spiral, spiral, turn. Turn. Double step, 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 spiral, spiral, turn. That's really got it. That's really all I got. I feel like playing this chart the way that it's intended, especially for that like after Nova, broken 16th note rhythm, like turn thing, like playing it as intended is a pain in the ass. So I really think that this one is really worth sitting down and just planning out a roadmap for. Like I said, that's all I have. If this was helpful at all, please like and comment on this video. Just let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.